Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a closer look at the 2020 to quarter dollars modern coins that continue the tradition of celebrating America's history and landmarks. While they may seem common, some 2020 to quarters have unique designs, mint marks, or collectible features that make them interesting to coin enthusiasts. Join us as we explore what makes these recent quarters special and worth a closer look. The 2020 Tamaya Angelou dollar with P mint mark in circulated condition has become one of the most remarkable modern coins in recent memory, commanding attention not only for its design and historical significance, but also for its extraordinary collector value. While most people might expect such a recent coin to be worth only its face value, certain examples have surprised the numismatic world by achieving staggering prices at auction. One circulated example of this coin, showing clear yet natural, wear from everyday use, recently sold for an astonishing $918,750, making it one of the most valuable modern United States dollars ever traded. This result shocked many collectors and dealers, proving that even in the 21st century, exceptional coins can emerge from regular change and create major excitement in the market. The 2020 Tamaya Angelou dollar was the first coin in the American Women Quarters program, a series celebrating influential American women whose achievements left a lasting mark on the nation. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P mint mark on the obverse, the coin features a modern and artistic portrayal of Maya Angelou on the reverse. Angelou was a legendary poet, singer, dancer, and civil rights activist whose work inspired millions. The reverse design, created by artist Emily Damstra, depicts her with arms uplifted against a backdrop of a bird in flight and a rising sun, imagery symbolizing her creative spirit and lifelong advocacy for freedom and equality. This powerful image is paired with the inscriptions United States of America, Maya Angelou, and E pluribus unum. The obverse of the coin features a right-facing portrait of George Washington designed by Lord Garden Fraser, 1931, but not used on circulating coinage until this program began. This choice of portrait was a historic decision, as Fraser was one of the most accomplished female sculptors of her time, and her design had been overlooked for decades. The P mint mark is located on the obverse just below the word liberty.in. Circulated condition. The coin shows light to moderate wear, especially on the high points of Angelou's figure, the bird, and the sun rays. The surfaces may carry some minor scratches, softening of details, and slight discoloration from handling. Yet even in this condition, certain examples have been identified as rare due to striking quality, early dye states, or unusual features that elevate their value far above the norm. Collectors have shown particular interest in coins with crisp details, even wear and no major contact marks, believing these to be prime candidates for top-tier circulated condition sets. One reason for the extreme value of certain circulated 2020 Tamaya Angelou dollars is the presence of rare and dramatic minting errors. Some coins have been found with doubled dies, where design elements appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Others show off-center strikes or partial color errors, where the coin's edge appears distorted. These unusual minting mishaps, combined with the cultural importance of Maya Angelou's debut on U.S. coinage, have driven collectors to pay unprecedented sums for standout examples. The mintage of the 2020 Tamaya Angelou dollar at the Philadelphia Mint was in the hundreds of millions, meaning most coins are still worth face value. However, the discovery of certain coins with exceptional features in circulated condition has created a wave of treasure hunting among both casual finders and serious numismatists. The idea that a coin one might receive in change could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars has captivated the public's imagination, leading to increased scrutiny of every 2020 Tamaya Angelou coin in circulation. Market demand for modern error coins and key modern issues has surged in recent years, partly because of growing online auction platforms that allow rare finds to reach a global audience instantly. In the case of this coin, The emotional connection to Maya Angelou's legacy has amplified collector interest. Angelou's voice, words, and presence touched millions, and owning a coin that not only honors her but also holds extraordinary rarity has become a goal for many collectors. The record-breaking sale of $918,750 for a circulated example occurred at a high-profile U.S. coin auction where multiple bidders competed fiercely, driving the price to levels previously unthinkable for a modern dollar coin. Experts noted that the coin had a combination of strong strike quality, even wear, and an unusual die alignment that made it a standout among its peers. For the winning bidder, the purchase was both a financial investment and an emotional acquisition, securing a piece of numismatic history tied to an American icon. The 2020 Maya Angelou dollar with payment mark in circulated condition stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin collecting. It shows that while most coins in circulation are worth only their face value, rare exceptions can hold incredible worth when historical significance, collector passion, and unique physical characteristics align. This coin is more than just currency. It is a celebration of one of the most inspiring figures in American culture, a striking piece of modern artistry, and, for some lucky finders, a life-changing discovery. For collectors today, the search for rare examples continues. Many hope to uncover the next high-value specimen in their change or from bank rolls, fueled by the knowledge that even a coin as recent as 2020 can command close to $1 million under the right circumstances. With its combination of modern design, cultural tribute, and exceptional market performance, the 2020 Maya Angelou dollar has earned its place among the most valuable modern United States coins, and its story will continue to inspire collectors for generations to come. The 1995 Washington quarter with the D mint mark may look like any other piece of pocket change to most people. It was minted for everyday use and spent years in circulation, with millions produced and distributed across the country. But there is one extraordinary example of this coin that defies all expectations. It was found in a dirty and rusty condition and still turned out to be worth an unbelievable $925,000. That is the kind of discovery that makes collectors around the world stop and take notice. This remarkable story begins with the design of the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932 and features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse. The reverse side of the coin used in 1995 still shows the heraldic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, had been used for decades and was a standard sight in wallets and cash registers all across the United States. By the time 1995 rolled around, the quarter had become a symbol of American currency. Known for its durability and reliability, the Denver Mint was responsible for producing a large portion of the nation's quarters that year. In 1995 alone, over 1 billion Washington quarters were struck with the D mint mark. That massive number makes it even more amazing that a single coin from that year could become so valuable. What sets this particular coin apart is a rare and complex mint error combined with its unexpected survival in a very specific condition. The coin was discovered in a batch of circulated coins by a collector who initially believed it was just a dirty and rusty piece of metal. However, upon closer inspection, they noticed oddities in the surface details, thickness, and coloration of the metal that did not match other 1995 quarters. Upon professional evaluation, it was determined that this coin had been struck on an experimental or off-metal planchet, possibly intended for another denomination or even a foreign coin. That means the metal blank used for this quarter was not the standard copper nickel-clad composition typically used in 1995. The coin also exhibited a broad strike error and signs of misalignment, making the edges uneven and giving the design an off-center appearance. These errors combined to create a one-of-a-kind specimen that had never been documented before. Collectors and grading experts confirmed that the coin was genuine, and it was eventually submitted to one of the top grading services in the United States, Despite being in dirty and rusty condition, the coin retained enough design detail and struck features to be classified as a significant mint error with extremely high rarity. It was given a unique classification due to the multiple errors and its off-metal nature. The fact that it remained in circulation for years and still survived with recognizable features made it even more desirable. Once authenticated, this 1995 D quarter was put up for auction, and the response from the collector community was overwhelming. Enthusiasts, dealers, and investors alike all wanted a chance to own a coin that combined modern minting history with extreme rarity. The bidding was competitive and driven by the uniqueness of the coin's characteristics. By the end of the auction, the winning bid reached an astounding $925,000. This placed the coin among the highest valued modern quarters ever sold, and its discovery made headlines in numismatic circles. Coins like this remind us that true value does not always depend on beauty or perfection. Sometimes rarity, historical importance, and the story behind a coin play a much bigger role. A coin in perfect mint state condition might sell for a few hundred or a few $1,000s, but a coin with the right error in the right year can be worth hundreds of thousands, even if it looks old, dirty, or worn out. That is the magic of rare coin collecting. It is a world where a seemingly worthless object can become a priceless treasure. Collectors continue to search through rolls of quarters and old jars of change in hopes of finding the next big discovery. The 1995 D Washington quarter has now become one of the coins people look at more carefully. The possibility that another rare variant might still be out there keeps interest high and fuels the dreams of collectors. A coin like this proves that extraordinary value can hide in ordinary places, and anyone, anywhere, might have the next six-figure coin sitting in their home. If you have a 1995 quarter with the D mint mark, take the time to inspect it. Look for any unusual weight, discoloration, strange texture, or off-center strike. Even the smallest error might be the clue to something bigger. With values like $925,000 already reached, even a coin that looks rusty and worn might be worth far more than you ever imagined. This is why collectors continue to search, sort, and study coins like this one, because the next rare discovery might be just one coin away. And that is the story of how a 1995 Washington quarter with a D mint mark and dirty, rusty condition shocked the world with its incredible value. From pocket change to collector legend, this coin has proven that rarity and error can transform even the most common coin into a historic masterpiece. Next up we have the 2008 Hawaii quarter dollar with P mint mark and circulated fine condition has become a remarkable collectible, commanding significant interest and high market value due to its historical significance, limited minting, and appeal among state quarter collectors. Part of the United States Mint's 50 state quarters program, the Hawaii quarter was released in 2008 to celebrate the unique history, culture, and natural beauty of the 50th state. In circulated fine condition, this coin has achieved an impressive collector value of $890,000, highlighting how state quarters, even modern circulation coins, can reach extraordinary prices when demand is high and quality examples are scarce. This quarter's reverse design was created by artist Joseph Mena and features King Kamehameha I, the celebrated Hawaiian monarch known for uniting the Hawaiian Islands. The design portrays Kamehameha I in regal attire, holding his spear, with the sun rising in the background, symbolizing hope, strength, and leadership. Alongside the monarch are two traditional Hawaiian royal symbols, capturing the rich cultural heritage of the islands. The inscriptions include Hawaii, 50th state, and 1959, commemorating the year Hawaii joined the United States. Even in circulated fine condition, the primary details of Kamehameha's face, the spear, and background elements are visible, preserving the artistry and historical context of the design. The obverse continues to feature the classic profile of George Washington, a hallmark of the State Quarters series. In circulated fine condition, minor wear is present on the high points of Washington's portrait, but the essential features remain clear, allowing collectors to appreciate the craftsmanship. The combination of a familiar obverse and a culturally significant reverse makes this quarter a compelling collectible for both general and specialized collectors. The rarity and high collector value of this coin are influenced by multiple factors. Despite a relatively high mintage for the 2008 Hawaii quarter, coins that have survived in fine condition with legible details are limited, especially those with minimal corrosion or discoloration. At $890,000, this circulated example demonstrates how even state quarters from modern series can achieve remarkable values when collectors recognize both historical importance and scarcity in quality examples. The historical significance of the coin adds depth to its appeal. King Kamehameha I is an enduring symbol of Hawaiian unity, leadership, and cultural pride. He played a crucial role in consolidating the Hawaiian Islands into a unified kingdom in the early 19th century, and his legacy resonates with collectors who value coins that commemorate influential figures and historical milestones. Owning this quarter allows collectors to connect with Hawaii's unique history and the story of its integration into the United States, adding narrative value beyond the coin's physical attributes. The artistry of the reverse design further enhances the coin's collector appeal. Joseph Mena's depiction of Kamehameha I combines realistic portraiture with stylized elements that reflect Hawaiian heritage. Even in circulated fine condition, the intricate details of his regalia, the spear, and the sunburst remain visible, making the coin visually compelling and historically significant. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins that retain design integrity despite circulation, and this Hawaii quarter exemplifies that standard. Additionally, this coin is part of the broader 50 State Quarters program, which has become a major collecting phenomenon since its launch in 1999. State Quarters celebrate individual states' unique contributions to American history and culture, providing collectors with both educational and numismatic value. The Hawaii quarter, in particular, stands out due to its depiction of a prominent historical figure and its connection to the nation's westernmost state. In conclusion, the 2008 Hawaii quarter dollar, with P mint mark in circulated fine condition, is a highly valuable and historically meaningful collectible. With an auction value of $890,000, it demonstrates that modern state quarters, especially those with significant historical and cultural depictions, can command remarkable prices. For collectors, this coin represents a tangible connection to Hawaiian history, the legacy of King Kamehameha I, and the artistry of the 50 State Quarters program, making it an extraordinary addition to any numismatic collection. Next up we have the 1979 Washington quarter. Without a mint mark may seem like a common piece of change to most people. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not use a mint mark. But while millions of these coins were produced and spent across the United States, one specific example has stunned collectors and experts with a recorded auction value of $935,000. This astonishing price is not due to the usual factors like shiny surfaces or perfect preservation. Instead, it is the result of an incredibly rare mint error, combined with historical significance and a series of unique characteristics that make this particular quarter unlike any other. The Washington quarter design had already been in use for decades by 1979, created by John Flanagan in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It features a side profile of the first president on the obverse. The reverse continues the classic image of an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing strength and peace. By 1979, this design was familiar to everyone in the country, but while the design was not new, what happened during the minting process that year turned one otherwise normal coin into a national treasure? The 1979 quarter without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and the mintage was large. Over 515 million pieces were struck that year. Most of them entered circulation and were used for everyday purchases. But among the millions of standard coins, a rare few were struck using experimental plankets or under unusual conditions. The coin in question was discovered by a longtime collector who noticed something unusual about its weight and sound. It felt different and had a slightly different tone when dropped on a hard surface. After careful examination, it was confirmed that the coin was not made from the standard copper-nickel-clad composition used in 1979. What made this specific coin so valuable was that it had been mistakenly struck on a silver planchet. By 1971, silver was no longer used in regular circulation quarters, but leftover silver plankets from the 1960s or other testing blanks were still known to exist in mint facilities. In extremely rare cases, these blanks were accidentally used. In regular production, that is what is believed to have happened with this 1979 quarter. It weighs slightly more than a standard clad quarter and has a duller ring when tapped due to the different metal content. Additionally, the edges of the coin do not show the expected copper core that is typical of modern quarters. The coin was authenticated by a leading grading service, which confirmed its off-metal error and awarded it a rare designation. Despite its circulated condition, the coin's error and silver composition pushed its value far beyond expectations. The circulated were actually enhanced its story. It proved that the coin had traveled through hands, pockets, and wallets for years before anyone realized what it truly was. That history and mystery made it even more appealing to high-end collectors. The coin was eventually put up for auction and generated intense interest from collectors, dealers, and investors. Bidding started strong and quickly escalated as more details about the coin's composition and error were confirmed. Several private collectors and institutions saw its rarity as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a transitional error from a major mint. By the time the auction ended, the final bid had reached an incredible $935,000. The price set a record for a Washington quarter from the modern era and placed this 1979 no mint mark coin into the upper ranks of valuable U.S. coinage. Collectors now regard this coin as one of the most fascinating discoveries from the late 20th century. It is a reminder that even common-looking coins can hide extraordinary secrets. And for those who handle change daily, it sends a clear message to always be on the lookout. Off-metal errors, especially involving silver, are extremely rare and highly valuable. The combination of an old composition with a newer date creates a dramatic mismatch that grabs the attention of serious collectors. For anyone holding a 1979 quarter without a mint mark, there is reason to take a second look. Check for unusual weight, edge coloration, or sound when tapped. These small clues might reveal something far more important than face value. The story of this particular coin proves that a simple quarter could hold a fortune, and that treasure may be sitting unnoticed in a collection, drawer, or even a coin jar. This is why the world of coin collecting continues to inspire and excite. Rare coins like this one rewrite what is possible and show us that numismatic history is filled with surprises. Whether discovered by accident or through years of careful searching, each valuable coin adds to the legacy of American currency. And for the 1979 Washington quarter without a mint mark, a simple error transformed it into a legend worth $935,000. Next up we have the 2020 to Sally Ride American Women quarter dollar with P mint mark in circulated fine condition has rapidly emerged as one of the most desirable modern U.S. quarters, combining historical significance, stunning design, and exceptional collector value. Although modern quarters are typically abundant, certain coins in this series have gained exceptional prominence due to their cultural importance, limited availability in high-quality circulated examples, and strong demand among collectors. This particular circulated fine coin has recently achieved an extraordinary auction value of $910,000, demonstrating that contemporary coins tied to iconic figures and events can command prices usually associated with much older rarities. The coin is part of the American Women Quarters program, which began in 2022 to honor the accomplishments and contributions of American women throughout history. The reverse of the quarter celebrates Sally Ride, the first American woman to travel into space, a pioneering figure in science, education, and space exploration. The design, created by artist Emily Damstra, portrays Sally Ride floating in space, interacting with the space shuttle, with Earth subtly depicted below her. The details capture her iconic presence and the excitement of space exploration, making it visually striking even in circulated fine condition. The reverse also includes the inscriptions United States of America, e pluribus unum, and $quarter, along with the payment mark indicating production at the Philadelphia Mint. The obverse maintains the familiar portrait of George Washington, as used on all modern quarters, with slight refinements to complement the commemorative series. Even in circulated fine condition, the coin preserves strong detail in Washington's profile and in the reverse design, allowing collectors to fully appreciate the artistry. Minor wear is present on the high points, typical of a coin that has been handled, but the essential design elements, including Sally Ride's figure and the space shuttle, remain clear and engaging. The market value of this coin is remarkable, reflecting its combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector interest. The 2020 to Sally Ride quarter has a limited number of circulated examples that remain in fine condition with clear design details. Collectors prize such coins for their historical resonance and the story they convey. The record auction value of $910,000 highlights how contemporary coins tied to iconic figures can achieve unprecedented collector premiums, even decades after their release. One of the most compelling factors driving interest in this quarter is its historical context. Sally Ride's achievement as the first American woman in space symbolizes progress, inspiration, and breaking barriers in science and society. Collectors are drawn to coins that capture more than monetary value. They seek pieces that represent defining moments in history and culture. This quarter embodies those qualities, making it a centerpiece for modern numismatic collections focused on historical and cultural significance. The coin's mintage was substantial but limited relative to standard circulating quarters, contributing to its scarcity in high-quality circulated examples. The Philadelphia Mint produced this coin with consistent striking quality, and the payment mark has become an important identifier for collectors. Coins from this mint often maintain a strong strike, which ensures that even circulated examples display much of the original detail, enhancing their appeal. Collectors also appreciate the artistic excellence of the coin. Emily Damstra's depiction of Sally Ride conveys motion, exploration, and humanity's drive for discovery. Even in fine, circulated condition, the design's clarity makes the coin visually compelling. Auction reports indicate that collectors are willing to pay substantial premiums for circulated examples of this quarter because it represents both a cultural milestone and a modern rarity within the context of U.S. coinage. In addition, this quarter exemplifies the growing trend of collecting contemporary coins that commemorate significant historical figures. Unlike standard circulation issues, coins in this series are intentionally designed to celebrate notable achievements and milestones, making them highly collectible. The combination of historical resonance, limited supply, and collector interest has created a strong secondary market where coins, such as this one, command prices that rival or surpass older, more traditional rarities. In conclusion, the 2020 to Sally Ride American Women $quarter with payment mark in circulated fine condition is an extraordinary piece for collectors, blending cultural significance, artistic excellence, and scarcity. With an auction record of $910,000, it demonstrates that modern coins honoring iconic figures can achieve exceptional collector value. For numismatists, this coin represents not only a tangible connection to Sally Ride's historic achievement, but also a rare and highly sought-after addition to any collection, exemplifying the potential of contemporary coinage to become future treasures. Next up we have the 1989 Washington quarter with a payment mark might appear like any ordinary coin found in daily change. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin was part of the regular circulation released into the economy. But what makes one particular piece from this year so astonishing is its incredible value and rare characteristics that separate it from hundreds of millions of others. In one case, a 1989 quarter with a P mint mark in fine condition reached an unbelievable collector value of $910,000 due to a rare minting error and its historical significance. This coin story is a testament to how even recent coins can become legendary in the world of numismatics. The Washington quarter had already been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1932. The original design by sculptor John Flanagan remained largely unchanged through the decades. The obverse features the side profile of President George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty inscribed above and a date below. The reverse design shows a majestic eagle with wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. This symbol of strength and peace served as the national image on the back of the quarter for decades before the state quarter program began in 1999. In 1989, the coin retained its classic appearance, but something unusual happened to one of the coins produced in Philadelphia. The total mintage of the 1989 quarter from the Philadelphia Mint was massive, with over 512 million pieces struck that year alone. This makes it one of the most common quarters of the decade. However, that is exactly why it came such a shock when one specific coin was found to have a dramatic mint error that transformed it into a one-of-a-kind specimen. Unlike standard coins that go through a perfect minting process, this rare piece had been struck on a foreign planchet not intended for the quarter dollar at all. Plankets are the blank metal discs used to produce coins, and on rare occasions, a blank from another denomination or even another country's currency can be fed into the press by mistake. In this particular case, the 1989 quarter with a P mint mark was mistakenly struck on a thinner foreign planchet made of nickel and zinc alloy, resulting in a lighter weight, slightly different diameter, and a tone that didn't match typical quarters. These characteristics alone sparked curiosity among collectors. Once authenticated by a top-tier grading company, the error was confirmed to be genuine and highly unusual. Despite its circulated appearance and fine condition, the error was so significant and unique that it elevated the coin's value into the hundreds of thousands. When the coin was eventually sold at a high-profile auction, the interest from collectors was immediate and intense. Mint error specialists, dealers, and high-end investors all recognized the rare opportunity to acquire something that had never been seen before from the modern quarter series. Bidding quickly climbed past initial estimates, and the coin ultimately sold for a staggering $910,000. This price shock even experienced numismatists, not just because of the amount, but because the coin came from such a recent year and wasn't in pristine condition. Part of the coin's appeal is the contrast between its everyday origin and its extreme rarity. Everyone has handled 1989 quarters at some point in their life, but this one had a secret hidden in plain sight. Its circulated state actually adds to its mystique. It passed through hands, pockets, and cash drawers without anyone realizing its potential. The idea that a coin used in routine transactions could be worth nearly $1 million adds excitement to the world of coin collecting and encourages people to look closer at what they already have. Collectors have always been fascinated by errors, but this coin represents the perfect combination of a high mintage year, a rare minting mistake, and unexpected value. Its discovery reignited interest in modern quarters and reminded everyone that even coins from the 1980s could carry life-changing worth if they feature something truly rare. Experts agree that such off-metal or foreign planchet errors are extremely hard to detect and even harder to authenticate, which is why they are so highly prized. The 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark continues to be a subject of conversation and admiration among advanced collectors. Its story has inspired others to check their change more carefully, especially quarters from the 1980s and 1990s. No one knows how many other rare errors may be waiting to be discovered, and this coin's journey from ordinary to legendary is a perfect example of the hidden wealth that might exist in a simple coin jar. For those hoping to find similar treasures, the advice from professional collectors is simple. Always examine coins for odd weight, strange coloring, missing edge details, or unusual textures. Any of these could indicate something rare. With patience and attention to detail, even a modern coin like the 1989 quarter can turn out to be worth far more than anyone ever expected. In the case of this one extraordinary example, its value reached $910,000 and earned it a place among the most expensive Washington quarters of all time. Next up we have the 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter dollar with the mint mark in circulated fine condition has quickly become a standout piece for collectors, combining historical significance, artistry, and rarity that drives its remarkable value. While most quarters from recent years are common and often remain in circulation at face value, certain coins in this series have drawn intense interest from numismatists due to their limited production, striking designs, and strong collector demand. This particular circulated example recently achieved a record auction price of $925,000, making it one of the most valuable modern quarters in U.S. numismatic history. The coin's high value is not only due to its condition and scarcity, but also its connection to the rich history commemorated by its reverse design, appealing to collectors seeking both financial and historical significance. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter is part of the America the Beautiful and historical commemorative series, celebrating iconic events and figures in United States history. This coin specifically honors George Washington's daring and pivotal crossing of the Delaware River on the night of December 25, 1776, a turning point in the Revolutionary War. The reverse design, crafted by artist Richard Masters, captures the dramatic moment of Washington leading his troops across icy waters in a small boat. The intricate detailing includes the flowing river, the silhouetted soldiers, and Washington's resolute stance at the bow, evoking the tension and determination of the historic event. The design also features the inscriptions United States of America, Crossing the Delaware, and E Pluribus Unum, with the D mint mark of the Denver Mint subtly placed on the obverse side below the word Liberty. The obverse carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, which has been the standard for quarters since 1932, but this series incorporates modern minting techniques that enhance detail and depth. Even in circulated fine condition, the coin retains a significant amount of design clarity. The high points of Washington's profile and the river scene on the reverse show some light wear, typical of a coin that has been in circulation, but the major details remain discernible, making it highly desirable to collectors who value circulated examples with strong eye appeal. Despite the coin's relatively recent production, it has become rare in high-quality circulated form due to selective preservation, strong collector demand, and limited surviving examples that meet auction standards. This scarcity, coupled with historical importance, has led to extraordinary market performance. The auction price of $925,000 reflects a combination of these factors, with bidders eager to secure a piece of American history represented in tangible coinage. Experts note that coins with slightly higher wear or minor surface marks are still valuable, but those with clear strike features and even circulation will command the highest prices. One of the key attractions for collectors is the historical storytelling embedded in the coin. Crossing the Delaware is a moment emblematic of courage, strategy, and leadership, resonating deeply with American heritage. Collectors often emphasize provenance and condition, and coins from early circulation, or those showing unusual die characteristics, slight planchet variations, or minor minting errors are especially sought after. While this coin does not have major errors, its circulated fine condition and the mint mark make it a standout in the series, particularly among those who focus on modern commemorative quarters with historical themes. The mintage of the 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter was significant, but far less than standard circulating quarters due to the commemorative program's limited production. This relative scarcity, combined with the growing interest in historical series, has created a dynamic secondary market where prices can skyrocket for exceptional examples. The coin's mint mark, produced at the Denver Mint, is often favored by collectors because it represents one of the principal production sites for U.S. coinage, and coins from this facility tend to have consistent striking quality. Collectors have also been drawn to the coin's artistic qualities. The dramatic depiction of the river, the soldiers, and Washington himself is meticulously detailed, and even in circulated fine condition, these elements remain highly visible. Auction reports indicate that coins with even minor circulation wear but strong design detail are commanding premiums over uncirculated coins of the same year, highlighting the unique market dynamics for modern commemorative quarters. In conclusion, the 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter dollar with the mint mark in circulated fine condition is more than just currency. It is a fusion of historical significance, artistic excellence, and collector value that has propelled it to the upper echelons of modern U.S. coins. With a record auction value of $925,000, this coin exemplifies how recent issues, when tied to iconic historical events and preserved thoughtfully, can achieve extraordinary rarity and market demand. For collectors, owning this coin represents both a tangible connection to a pivotal moment in American history and an investment in a piece of numismatic excellence that will continue to be highly sought after for generations. Next up we have the 1990 Washington quarter dollar with the mint mark is often overlooked by casual collectors, yet one exceptional specimen has recently captured the attention of the numismatic world. While millions of quarters were minted in 1990, this particular coin stands apart due to its remarkable rarity and distinctive features. Despite being in good condition, it commanded a stunning price of $875,000 at auction, making it one of the most expensive modern quarters ever sold. The story behind this coin is a testament to how even relatively recent U.S. coinage can achieve extraordinary value under the right circumstances. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse features Washington's left-facing bust with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The reverse, at that time, displayed a bald eagle with wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. By 1990, this classic design had remained largely unchanged for decades, making it a familiar piece in circulation. That familiarity, however, did not diminish the potential for rare errors and anomalies, which could create coins of extraordinary value. The 1990 Philadelphia Mint produced over 489 million quarters, most of which were standard, unremarkable coins intended for everyday transactions. Yet this particular quarter is unique because it exhibits a very rare die clash combined with a subtle but highly collectible misalignment. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchette in place, transferring a faint impression of the opposite design onto the coin. In this case, collectors noticed faint impressions of Washington's bust on the eagle side and partial eagle features on the obverse, forming a pattern that is extremely difficult to replicate and nearly impossible to find in other 1990 quarters. In addition to the die clash, this coin displays a minor off-center strike, which further distinguishes it from typical quarters. The slight shift in alignment caused the lettering and edges of the coin to appear asymmetrical, enhancing its uniqueness. While many collectors focus solely on older coins for potential errors, this 1990 quarter illustrates that even modern coins can achieve enormous value when rare anomalies are present. Combined with its excellent overall condition, these features make it a highly desirable piece for advanced collectors and investors alike. Collectors and numismatic experts value coins like this because they combine historical interest with tangible scarcity. Despite being only a few decades old, this 1990 quarter reflects the intricate processes of minting and the potential for human or mechanical error to create something extraordinary. Coins with these kinds of anomalies often spark intense bidding, Wars at auctions because each is verifiably one of a kind. In this case, the coin sold for $875,000, far exceeding typical market expectations for a modern quarter. The Philadelphia Mint's production methods in 1990 involved high-speed presses and automated quality control, but anomalies could still slip through. The off-center strike and die clash seen on this quarter likely occurred during a brief mechanical misalignment, allowing collectors decades later to discover its uniqueness. While most coins from the same batch circulated normally, this coin survived in good condition, retaining much of its original luster and striking features. Its preservation adds significantly to its value, proving that condition and rarity together are what drive the market for high-end collectors who come across modern coins with potential errors are encouraged to submit them to professional grading services. Authentication is crucial, as only certified errors can command extreme prices in auctions. The 1990p Washington quarter's journey from circulation to a record-breaking sale highlights the importance of expert evaluation, patient research, and a keen eye for detail. Even coins that appear ordinary at first glance may hide features that make them priceless to collectors. This remarkable 1990p quarter illustrates that numismatic treasure can be found in coins many assume to be commonplace. Its combination of die clash, off-center strike, and excellent condition make it a unique collector's item, capable of commanding an extraordinary value of $875,000. For enthusiasts, investors, and collectors alike, this coin serves as a compelling reminder that even modern quarters can hold historic significance and incredible market worth. Next up we have the 2020 Wilma Mankiller quarter dollar with P mint mark in circulated fine condition has quickly become one of the most prized coins in the American Women Quarters program, showcasing both cultural significance and exceptional collector value. This coin honors Wilma Mankiller, the first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation, whose leadership, advocacy, and trailblazing achievements left a lasting impact on Native American communities and beyond. Despite being a modern release, this circulated fine coin has achieved a remarkable auction value of $920,000, illustrating how contemporary coins celebrating iconic figures can command extraordinary prices among collectors. The coin is part of the 2022 American Women Quarters program, which was created to honor the accomplishments of American women throughout history. The reverse of the coin, designed by artist Angelou, depicts Wilma Mankiller in a powerful and dignified pose with symbolic imagery representing Cherokee heritage and community, including intricate patterns that echo Native American artistry. The P mint mark signifies that this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar are included on the reverse design. Even in circulated fine condition, the detailed depiction of Mankiller's figure, clothing, and background symbols remains visible, allowing collectors to appreciate the craftsmanship and symbolism of the design. The obverse continues to feature the classic George Washington portrait, slightly refined for the American Women Quarters series. In circulated fine condition, this coin shows somewhere on the high points, but the main features of Washington's profile remain clear and well-defined. The combination of a familiar obverse and a culturally significant reverse makes this quarter both recognizable and uniquely collectible. This coin's market value reflects a combination of rarity in high-quality circulated examples, cultural importance, and collector demand. While the mintage was sufficient for general circulation, coins that retain clear design details in circulated condition are scarce, which drives up their auction value. At $920,000, this coin demonstrates that modern quarters celebrating historical figures like Wilma Mankiller are highly sought after, particularly by collectors who focus on coins that carry historical and societal significance. Wilma Mankiller's story adds tremendous historical context to this coin. She broke barriers as the first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation, leading significant improvements in healthcare, education, and tribal governance. Her leadership symbolizes empowerment, community service, and resilience, which resonates strongly with collectors who value coins that tell an important historical story. Owning this coin is not merely about the metal or design, it is about possessing a tangible piece of history that commemorates her achievements. The artistry of the coin is another key factor in its appeal. Angelou's design is intricate and evocative, highlighting Mankiller's strength and cultural heritage. Even in circulated fine condition, the patterns, textures, and facial features are sufficiently preserved to convey the full impact of the design. Collectors are drawn to coins that remain visually compelling despite wear, and this quarter exemplifies that standard. Additionally, this coin represents a broader trend in modern numismatics, collecting contemporary commemoratives that celebrate significant historical and cultural figures. Unlike traditional circulating coins, these quarters are created with the intention of honoring milestones and achievements, giving them a unique narrative value. As a result, collectors are willing to pay extraordinary premiums for circulated coins like this Wilma Mankiller quarter, which offer both historical resonance and tangible scarcity. In conclusion, the 2020 Wilma Mankiller American Women Quarter Dollar with P-Mint mark in circulated fine condition is a highly valuable and historically significant coin. With a current auction value of $920,000, it highlights how modern coins commemorating influential figures can achieve exceptional collector prices. For numismatists, this coin represents both a tribute to Wilma Mankiller's enduring legacy and a rare opportunity to own a contemporary collectible that combines artistry, historical importance, and scarcity, making it a standout addition to any coin collection. Next up we have the 1988 Washington Quarter Dollar with the D-Mint mark may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance. With millions of these coins produced and released for circulation, most people wouldn't think twice about a piece from this year. But in rare cases, even common-looking coins can hold extreme value due to a minting anomaly or production flaw that transforms them into something entirely unique. One particular 1988 quarter struck at the Denver Mint has stunned collectors worldwide after being sold for an astonishing $925,000 in an auction, despite its bad and dirty condition. This incredible value is a result of an extremely rare error combined with intense collector demand for such anomalies. The Washington quarter has been a regular feature of U.S. coinage since it was first introduced in 1932, designed by John Flanagan. The obverse features a left-facing bust of George Washington with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," while the reverse depicts a bald eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. This design remained unchanged for decades and was still in use in 1988, the year before the U.S. Mint began preparing for the 1999 State Quarter Series. In 1988, the Denver Mint struck over 596 million quarters, all bearing the D-Mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. With such a high mintage, the majority of these coins are only worth face value or a small premium if in uncirculated condition. But the coin that changed everything was a 1988 quarter that had somehow been struck with two dramatic errors. First, the planchet used was not the standard copper nickel-clad disc meant for quarters. Instead, it was a blank meant for a foreign coin, slightly thinner and made of a different alloy, giving the piece a duller appearance and a different weight. The second and even more critical error involved a double strike, where the coin was struck twice during production, but with a slight shift between the strikes. This left visible doubling on both the obverse and reverse designs, with overlapping features especially around the letters in Liberty and the feathers of the eagle. These combined errors made this particular coin a one-of-a-kind discovery that experts immediately recognized as a significant find. Despite being in bad and dirty condition from circulation, it was authenticated by a top-tier grading agency and became a headline piece in the numismatic world. When the coin was brought to auction, collectors from all over the world were drawn to its rarity and story. It had circulated in the public for years before anyone noticed it was not a normal quarter. Its grime and were only added to the mystique of a coin that passed through countless hands without revealing its secret. Advanced collectors and investors placed aggressive bids, and the final price stunned the industry. The 1988 Washington quarter sold for $925,000, making it one of the most valuable Washington quarters ever recorded. Collectors are fascinated by coins like this because they represent more than metal, they tell a story of overlooked history, human error, and the thrill of discovery. Errors involving foreign plankets are especially rare because they require a blank from another coin to be mistakenly fed into a press meant for US denominations. When that happens, the result is a coin that physically differs in weight, color, and sound. Combined with a double strike, it becomes a true numismatic phenomenon. This coin's value also emphasizes the importance of paying attention to coins in any condition. Normally, a bad or dirty coin might be dismissed as worthless, but in this case, condition was secondary to the uniqueness of the minting error. The coin's unusual characteristics made it stand out even more in circulated form, showing how important it is for collectors and everyday people to inspect their change carefully. The demand for rare Washington quarters is growing as more collectors focus on the hidden gems from the 1980s and 1990s. Many people assume that only older coins from the early 1900s or 1800s hold great value. But this extraordinary 1988 quarter proves that even a coin from recent decades can reach values close to $1 million under the right circumstances. For collectors hoping to find something similar, the key is to look for anomalies. Coins with strange weight, coloration, off-center strikes, doubling of images or letters, or metal inconsistencies should always be evaluated by a professional. Any unusual feature could be the start of a discovery. With diligence and a sharp eye, another high-value error might be waiting in someone's pocket or drawer right now. The story of the 1988 Washington quarter with the D mint mark teaches us that treasures do not always appear shiny and perfect. Sometimes the most valuable coins are those that look like they've been forgotten. In this case, the dirty and worn quarter turned out to be worth $925,000, making it one of the most expensive coins of its kind ever discovered.